Oh, hey, buddy, what's going on? Hey, we're talking about Rocky today on the podcast, it's episode 40. Hey, my name's your host, Daniel Ehrenberg.
Hey, my name is Hank Papali here. It's episode 40. On
Hey.
the 40th anniversary, by the way, of Rocky winning Best Picture.
Oh, hey, you fucking whore. Don't be a bitch, all right?
Did you get the license plate number? Whose license plate number? Of the car that ran over your face.
Oh, hey, oh, hey. Alright. Yeah, all right. That's enough of that. Today we're covering.
Do that all day.
Yeah. For the next month on the podcast, we'll be covering the Rocky franchise. And today we're just doing that first one, the classic Rocky. And that's it. But first we're going to do a franchise update.
Yeah, it's been a while.
Haven't done it in a while. It's been a while. And I'll get my notes. Give me a sec.
Yeah, no problem. No problem. I try to get you a job, Paulie, but I can't really do it,
Ugh, Paulie. All right.
For Gazzo.
Here are the franchise updates. I'm going to say some news briefs, and Hank is going to give his reaction. When was the last time we did this? Predator?
I feel like Dirty Harry.
Dirty Harry. Yeah, you're right. Okay,
Yeah.
you're right. All right, first off, Donald Glover and James Earl Jones will voice Simba and Mufasa in Disney's remake of The Lion King.
A remake of a cartoon?
Yeah, they're doing it live action, like,
Oh,
The Jungle Book and
Right.
Cinderella, all those.
okay.
All right?
Yeah.
Now,
very,
you see
very
what they
unexpected.
did here? They've got James Earl Jones, who did Mufasa's voice in the original Lion King.
Right.
He's back to do Mufasa again,
Mhm.
but they've got Donald Glover to do Simba. Because you might recall, in the original Lion King, the voice of Simba was Jonathan Taylor Thomas.
All right.
He's a white boy.
Right.
So they went, the lions from Africa, I guess, are black.
They're African lions.
Yeah.
African American.
They're
lions.
African American lions. And so for
Right.
James Earl Jones' son, we got the great Donald Glover, Golden Globe Award winner.
I got to tell you right now, I don't even know who that is.
What are you talking about?
Where is he from?
He just won the Golden Globe for Best Comedy for creating and starring in Atlanta on FX.
Uh-huh.
And he was the best character on Community for 6 years.
Oh, that guy. Okay.
He's going to
Yeah.
play fucking Lando Calrissian.
Oh, is he?
Yeah, in the Han Solo movie.
Yeah, but that's why I don't know him, because I don't... Oh, he's going to be in Spider-Man. I'm looking him up now. I see. He's in Spider-Man as well.
You watched the Golden Globes.
I was in and out of that.
He
I didn't
won
really give a
2
shit.
awards. He got to give 2 acceptance speeches at the Golden Globes.
All right.
You idiot.
I'm looking at him right... I'm looking at him...
People are laughing at you right now for not
Fine.
knowing who
I'm
Donald
looking
Glover
at him
is.
right now, and apparently he's been in 2 movies I've seen, but I still don't really know this guy.
What's he?
Because I don't watch Community, and I don't watch 30 Rock.
You should watch Atlanta, by the way.
Okay.
That's a great show.
And I don't watch China, Illinois.
I don't know what that is.
Yeah, and I didn't see The Muppets in 2011.
What'd you
and
see him in?
I guess I saw him in The Martian and The Lazarus Effect.
Dude, wait, the Lazarus Effect. What the hell's that?
I don't know, but I think I saw it. Yeah. No, I don't know this fucking guy.
Listen.
I didn't, and I don't watch. I don't watch Girls.
I know you didn't watch Community, Henry, but surely you could name probably 5 or 6 cast members in Community. Just by osmosis.
The Joel guy.
Oh, God, you don't even know Joel McHale. All right, I forget who I'm talking to sometimes. Oh, how
Leave
do
me
you have a
alone.
podcast about
Leave
film?
Leave me alone. My
All right.
God. As if he's Danny Glover.
Well, he's more relevant in 2017.
Apparently.
Yeah.
Apparently. All right.
Hey, James Cromwell has joined Universal's Jurassic World sequel.
Okay. That's who
Are
cares?
you excited about that?
No, who cares? I mean, so there. Obviously, I figured there'd be a sequel. I love that they're announcing James Cromwell. All right,
That's
I mean,
huge news.
Nothing against him, but is that big news?
Yeah. Don't you love James Cromwell? He was
Yeah,
in
course.
The
LA
Young Pope. Yeah. Bringing it back.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's true. He was in the Youngest Pope. Great show, everybody. It's over now, but
It is over. But catch it all on HBO Go and HBO Now.
I like that you're giving a shout out to like an 80-year-old actor being in something. That's
Cromwell.
Yeah.
Babes Master.
L.A. Confidential, the crooked cop.
Yeah. Hey, do you know what the zookeeper's wife is?
No.
Well, the lady who directed that, Nikki Caro, will direct Disney's live-action Mulan.
Oh. God, you're killing me this morning. All right.
Yeah. I saw 2 people have a dance battle to a song from Mulan last night.
Really?
Yeah,
All right.
that's something I witnessed. I don't know any of this. I couldn't believe someone knew a song from Mulan.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know anything about the movie itself.
I saw it in theaters.
You did?
Yep.
Wow.
Eddie Murphy plays a dragon. Yeah, there's probably a little bit of that.
Yeah.
Hey, Angela Lansbury.
This is like the senior citizen day on the podcast.
Yeah. Oh.
James Earl Jones, James Cromwell, Angela Lansbury. I love it. I
Angela
love it.
Lansbury will play.
Peter Falk will be
All right.
reprising Batman.
And it runs in the family too. No, that was Kirk Douglas. Never mind. Angela Lansbury will play the balloon lady in Disney's Mary Poppins Returns.
Oh. Oh man.
You excited about that?
Oh, very.
Okay.
Yeah, you got me.
Okay, here's one for you.
Mm.
You might be interested in this. Joe Carnahan.
Oh no, one movie I like. That's
No,
it.
no, but you stuck with him forever because of that one movie. Henry saw The Recruit in 2003.
No. Narc.
Oh, Narc. Right. Narc in 2001, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then just stuck around with this Carnahan guy for a decade, seeing all of his movies.
Sort of, yeah. I mean, I didn't see. I skipped Lucky Number Slevin.
Oh, you didn't see Slevin?
No, I didn't see Slevin,
Yeah.
and I did see the A-Team.
In theaters.
Ooh, that was a painful experience. And I actually did see The Recruit. I didn't remember that was him.
I think so, right?
I don't know.
I think it
very
is.
well sounds right.
Yeah.
Now the man's done one great movie. That's
Well, I'll
it.
tell you what he's doing now.
What?
Remaking 2011 Indonesian cult action hit The Raid.
Oh, okay. Well, that'll be a disaster mess.
Yeah, probably.
No fucking thank you. Ugh.
The Raid. All right. How about this bit of news? Haley Atwell, you familiar with her?
I know the name, yeah.
She's Peggy Carter in the Marvel
Oh, sure.
series. This is a new franchise. She'll be starring in Kenneth Lonergan's adaptation of Howard's End for Stars.
Weird.
Yeah.
Okay, Kenneth Lonergan.
Yo, I'll watch it for Lonergan, motherfucker.
Yeah, I know. I feel like I would too. I seem to recall liking that movie when I saw it.
Who could possibly care? I mean, is it a Merchant Ivory?
Yeah. We've never covered it. Well, we never would, I guess, but they're funny. I like to talk about Merchant Ivory.
Do you? What do you have to say?
Nothing. I just think they're really funny. Like the how like all their products come out, and it's like a Merchant Ivory picture.
Yeah.
And it has this like such an egomaniacal seriousness to it. You know what I mean? Like it's got to be important if it's Merchant Ivory.
Yeah, I know. They
Merchant Ivory are making the Incredible Hulk.
their films,
I would love to hear that.
Their films are very classy.
Yeah, I would like to hear them do some trash. That would be amazing.
You know what would be fun if they did like one of these like teen remakes of a classic, you know?
Merchant Ivory's 10 Things I Hate About You.
Yeah, or yeah, like Merchant Ivory's The Merchant of Hollywood? Oh! Yeah. The Tailor of Beverly Hills.
Oh man.
Yeah. I would love that.
They're a fun entity.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay, E. You know E.
Is that station still around?
Yeah, they're still going.
I used to watch that a lot.
They got the Kardashians.
Oh right, yeah. When Kinnear was on Talk Soup, I used to watch it all the time.
Oh, you didn't watch it under its much better host Joel something?
Jules, that's very funny. A good one. Kinnear was great on that, man.
Yeah, he was, but Joel McHale's soup was the best soup.
I tuned out after Kinnear left, so.
Yeah. You're ridiculous.
Well, I was there from the beginning. What do you want?
I don't even think, was he the first soup?
Fucking A, he was, yeah.
All
I was in high school when he was doing that.
All right.
Back in the 60s.
Well, I'll tell you what E is doing these days. They're developing a reboot of the 1999 movie Jawbreaker.
Really?
Yep.
Right.
A movie no one saw.
Including me.
I owned it on VHS. I loved everything about that movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, but it's a good movie, like good cast and stuff, but I will admit to part of it being me being like 13 years old, and there's a scene of Rose McGowan going to town on a popsicle.
Oh, nothing wrong with that.
Nope. Okay, here, more franchise news. I got still plenty more.
Oh boy.
Yeah, I'm saving the two superhero ones for last.
Okay.
Oh, well, there's a couple more superhero ones. Actually, how about this? The Lego Batman movies, Chris McKay. He's in talks to direct a live-action Nightwing picture for Warner Brothers.
Really?
Yep, and you know what I have to say about that?
No.
Stop it.
Not a Nightwing fan there.
I like Nightwing, but if you're gonna do a Nightwing movie, he's got to be Robin in like at least 3
Right.
Batman movies first.
Yeah, it's true.
And like, so what are we doing here? Like,
Yeah,
you're
you
having
wanna-
this DC cinematic universe. We've established that Batman's like 50, and that a
Right.
Robin has already died.
Right.
And now we're gonna do a Nightwing movie. Is this the story of how Robin dies?
That's
But
a
we're
really
getting
good-
the Lego Batman guy to do it because Suicide Squad was more successful than BVS, so now we're doing jokes. I don't even know what's happening anymore.
That's
over
very
there.
strange. So
Yeah.
wait, but is it taking place in that universe or not?
Yeah, it's Warner Brothers,
All
right?
right.
They have a cinematic universe,
Jesus. So Nightwing is just going to come out of nowhere.
I guess.
Huh. Yeah, for our listeners who aren't like kind of comic nerds like us.
Right.
Nightwing took over Robin's.
Well, he is Robin. Like when
He is
Robin
Robin.
grew up, he became
Right,
Nightwing.
Right.
I mean, who do you get to play Nightwing? Who's your pick?
Ooh.
Yeah.
Well, how old are we talking with this Nightwing? That's the
Well,
other
I
thing.
mean, considering Batman's 50, what's Nightwing? 38?
Chris Pine.
Yeah, sure. It's not bad, actually. Just get Chris Evans. He'll be every fucking superhero.
Yeah, he's been Human Torch. He could be Captain America, and he can be Nightwing.
Yeah.
Hmm.
All right, Vera Farmiga and Kyle Chandler have joined the sequel to that Godzilla movie from a couple years ago.
Oh, is this Godzilla 2?
It is Godzilla 2.
I thought they were going to merge some of these monsters together.
Well, I think they're doing Godzilla 2 and Kong Skull Island, which came out this weekend.
Right.
And then they're gonna do it like a fighting. It's gonna be like Godzilla versus King Kong, Dawn of Justice.
Yeah, I'll be there for that.
Oh.
Yeah.
God, did you see that Godzilla movie?
I did. We talked about it. Remember how
I
dark
thought
it
it
was?
was so fucking boring.
I didn't. I mean, I liked it, but I couldn't see anything.
Yeah, I know it is dark.
The cinematography, you can't make out really what's happening, so it was kind of interesting. I felt like I had temporary glaucoma.
Yeah,
But I didn't think it was boring. I thought it was well done.
I like that. They killed off Bryan Cranston in that first one, so for this one, they're like, let's get Kyle Chandler. People like
kill
him
him
on
off.
television.
Right.
Yeah.
He'll die. He'll die.
The third one will have Rami Malek in it or some shit.
Riz Ahmed.
Yeah, for sure. Yo, he banged the fuck out of Lena Dunham in the girls' premiere.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's nice.
I'll tell you what. Yvonne Strahovski's gonna be in Shane Black's The Predator.
I don't know who that is.
Oh, well, she was in Chuck. She's one of the top 3 most beautiful women I've ever seen in real life.
Oh,
I like to say that about her.
sure.
Yeah.
Okay. Yvonne, what's her name?
Strahovski. She was also on Dexter, but you didn't watch that either.
Nope.
Yeah.
I am blanking out today with
You
your
are. You
TV
suck.
recs.
All right, how about
I watch
this?
a lot of TV, folks. Some of these things, Dan, I don't know. Yeah.
Hey,
I guess I don't watch a lot of comedies.
Yeah,
That's another thing.
Well, that's stupid. Hey, there are no comedies anymore. All the good comedies are basically dramas.
Oh, really?
Fucking Atlanta, Louie, all those shows.
Louis'
Togetherness. Oh, that's done though. Togetherness.
Curb Your Enthusiasm's coming out again.
Looking forward to it.
Mm-hmm.
Yo, I made a new friend named Hugh, and I haven't done it yet, but every time I hang out with him, all I want to do is say, fuck Hugh. Fuck Hugh. See what I did there? Yeah.
Fuck you.
Yep. One
Yeah,
of my
you gotta
favorite
do
all-time Curb Your Enthusiasm
Oh, my
moments.
God. Yes. Agreed.
Hey, you're going to see Angel Has Fallen?
What's that?
That's right, making it a trilogy. Olympus has fallen, London has fallen, and now Angel Has Fallen,
Oh, my
in
God.
which Gerard Butler gets attacked on board Air Force One. It's basically a ripoff of Air Force One, but part
Yeah.
of that series.
What?
Yep.
Oh, my God.
hmm
Are those movies, do they do well?
I don't know. The
I
first
mean,
one
why
did.
do they keep... I mean, I saw the first one. It was awful. And then they did a second one. And I mean, what... Are they getting... They have some traction? They have a fan base? I'm confused.
I guess, man.
Jesus.
I still say I'm mad that White House Down didn't do better than Olympus Has Fallen.
Yeah, you've said that for a while.
I know.
Yeah.
Better movie, same premise.
Right.
With
Jamie
Channing
Foxx.
Tatum. What? There are 2 fucking movies about the White House being captured by terrorists, and people went to see the Gerard Butler one instead of the Channing Tatum one. What is happening?
Jamie Foxx was president, right?
Yeah, President Jamie Foxx. I believe Aaron Eckhart is president in these other ones.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Yeah, that's probably more accurate. But,
I
all
don't want
right.
to get you started on Jamie Foxx.
No, please don't. Booty call. All right. I just talked about Jamie Foxx when we did Home Alone 3. Anyway, yeah. Hey, Fox. The Fox channel, Hank. They've got a new TV show coming out called Gifted.
Ooh.
Okay? Now, this is an X-Men spinoff.
Really?
Yep. About a
Okay.
family with mutant children, and they're on the run from something. And they've already announced it will be slightly tied into the X-Men universe. There will be mutants that are known cameoing. Already confirmed are Blink and someone else I can't remember.
182.
Oh, no. No, do you not know the character Blink?
I don't know. Maybe I've.
No, you
I don't know.
probably don't.
Yeah.
Yeah. But the leads of the series will be Stephen Moyer and Amy Acker.
Okay.
Do you know either of those people?
Stephen Moyer rings a bell. Is he the guy from True Blood?
Yep, Vampire Bill.
All right, I'm happy with that knowledge.
Suki.
Yeah. Yeah.
Suki.
What was that? What he does?
Hey, Suki.
He whispers her name a lot.
Hey, Suki. Yeah.
What is he? The white Danny Glover? He just whispers, shouts a lot.
He shouts sometimes. He doesn't though go full whisper shout like Glover.
Yeah.
Yeah. Amy Acker, probably best known for her work on Joss Whedon's Angel, but also was in Person of Interest. She pops up here and there.
Okay.
Yeah. Very good actress. So I'm looking forward to that show.
All right.
Yep. Hey, have you watched the other recent X-Men television spinoff, Legion, on FX?
No.
It's great.
Yeah, you like it? You dig it?
Yeah, Noah Hawley, the creator of Fargo, is the main guy doing the show, and
Oh, well.
it is very weird and very surreal and lovely. And that Dan Stevens from Downton Abbey, perfect American accent, and he's a nut job. It's great.
I thought you weren't a fan of his.
I wasn't on Downton Abbey, weirdly. Reverse of my usual. I think I like him more sort of
As
less
an American.
Yeah, but also just less buttoned up, you know?
Oh, okay, sure.
Yeah, he's unhinged in this thing.
Well, isn't he the one that I told you about? I saw that movie on Netflix called The Guest,
Yes, he did.
where he was very unhinged, and I told you would love that movie.
Yeah.
You got to check that out.
Maybe
Yeah.
I will. All right, how about some Thor Ragnarok news?
Oh, yeah.
All
Wait.
right, I'm down to the final 2 here. These are the biggies.
Okay.
Thor Ragnarok. Added to the cast, we have Tessa Thompson from Mr. Robot
Creed, right?
and Oh, that's true. And from Creed, from the series we're currently covering. Good job. And Jeff Goldblum will be in it.
Awesome.
But here's the big news, Hank. Have you heard about the premise?
All I know about Thor Ragnarok, I thought it was taking place in another world, and the Hulk was in it. That's all I know.
That's true. But do you know what other world?
No.
Planet Hulk.
Oh, that's fucking great.
Yeah,
Really?
that's right. The classic Greg Pak Hulk story from the
that's
comics.
sweet.
Planet Hulk will be adapted for the screen with Thor in tow. So it's sort of like a secret Hulk movie, but they're branding it as a Thor movie, sort of like how the last Captain America movie was basically an Avengers movie.
Right. Oh, so it's really like a Planet Hulk movie, and they're just calling it Thor Ragnarok?
Yep.
Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Okay.
That's right.
Wow, now I'm excited.
Me too.
All right.
I'm pumped now.
Jesus Christ.
Should be
That's
great. And directed by Taika Waititi, an excellent filmmaker. That he, he'll add some humor to it. He was the main director on Flight of the Conchords.
That was
and
fun.
since then has directed some fine films. Eagle versus Shark, which I really enjoyed.
Didn't see it.
And What We Do in the Shadows.
Didn't see it.
And Hunt for the Wilder People.
Didn't see it.
All right, well, you're useless today.
I can't help it. You're naming shit I haven't seen.
All right, my last bit of franchise update for you, Hank. How about this? Avatar.
Oh, God. All right.
James Cameron's Avatar, the highest grossing film of all time.
Very happy and proud of myself that I never saw that.
Or Titanic.
Nope. Never saw either of them.
Is True Lies the last James Cameron movie you saw?
Must be, right?
That's crazy.
It has to be.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. Well, which is, very fun, that movie.
Great movie.
Yeah. The late, great Bill Paxton.
So as you might have remembered, James Cameron is working simultaneously on 3 Avatar movies. Avatars 2, 3, and 4.
Oh, my God.
And I've heard there might be a 5th one.
Cool.
And the release date has continued to get pushed back for Avatar 2. Most recently, its release date was 2018. Okay?
Okay, sure.
Now, I have here a quote from James Cameron.
Oh, I'm ready for this.
Well...
He's such a humble man. He's such a humble man, so I assume this quote will be very humble.
It's great. Well, 2018 is not happening. We haven't announced a film release date. What people have to understand is that this is a cadence of releases. So we're not making Avatar 2. No, we're making Avatar 2, 3, 4, and 5. It's an epic undertaking. It's not unlike building the Three Gorges Dam.
Get the fuck out of here.
So I know where I'm going to be for the next 8 years of my life. It's not an unreasonable time frame if you think about it. It took us 4.5 years to make one movie, and now we're making 4. We're full tilt boogie right now. This is my day job, and pretty soon we'll be 24/7.
That is a direct quote.
Yep.
What an asshole.
Yeah, here we go. It's pretty exciting stuff. I wish I could share it with the world. But we have to preserve a certain amount of showmanship, and we're going to draw that curtain when the time is right.
Hard to believe why Catherine Bigelow left him. That man, he is like, is there a bigger ego in cinema than him?
He's something else.
I don't think there is.
No.
I think he's the worst.
He's the worst.
Oh my God.
Yep. So get ready for Avatar 2 in like 2022 or something when no one could possibly remember who Sam Worthington is. I know Avatar is the highest grossing movie of all time, but I never hear people talk about it anymore.
No.
Do people rewatch Avatar?
I never hear that movie brought up in any conversation, in any medium or media anywhere.
I've only heard about it recently because, Disney, I think, one of those things is opening, a theme park that is, Pandora. The planet from Avatar.
Okay.
And, what is he doing?
He's just
But you know what the most amazing thing is about it? Like, if two bombs,
Yeah.
they're gonna make all the other ones.
Yeah, it's
Like-
going to happen anyway.
Like, whatever studio this is, I want to say Warner Brothers, but I'm not totally sure,
Mhm.
might lose a fucking ton of money on these
It'll
Avatar
bankrupt them.
sequels.
It'll be their heaven's gate.
Yeah, it really could be.
Yeah. Wow. That's a very good point, and God, he's just an obnoxious person. I
Yeah.
don't know what. I mean, oh,
Hey, let's talk about another obnoxious person, Rocky Balboa. All right.
he is not. Come on.
Hey.
In this film, he's the least obnoxious character. Well, Talia Shire, but my lord.
Talia Shire, can I just say,
Mm.
grown up Daniel, because I have not watched the Rocky films since I was a kid.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah.
Even the first one?
Yep, but I loved them as a kid. I've seen
Sure,
the
sure.
first 4 like a bunch of times.
Me too. Yeah.
But just not in years and years and years. And adult Daniel, he was crushing on Talia Shire a little bit.
She
in this
is
thing.
luminescent.
Especially early on before Rocky gets his fucking mitts on her, and she's just a shy lady with glasses. She looks great in those glasses. And Talia Shire is just spectacular. I
She
love
really
her
is.
in this movie.
Yeah, she's fantastic, and it's such a turnaround from her character in The Godfather, which
Yeah,
had
big
been,
time.
and it's a really impressive performance.
It is.
Yeah.
But let's do the stats,
Let's do it.
because I got a lot of them for you.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
All right. Well, it was directed by John G. Avildsen. Do you want to start there?
Sure.
Now, this guy is a hack. All right.
Yeah, no, you're right. I looked at his filmography, and I was a little surprised. I kind of thought I'd see more, like, notable things, but
He directed
don't.
Rocky and then just made the same movie over and over again for the rest of his career. I mean,
You're right.
It's not a coincidence that he directed a movie called The Formula. Am I
yeah,
right?
I saw that on the list, and I don't know anything about that.
I'm just saying he's formulaic.
Oh, very funny.
Just a clever joke.
Good joke.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, he
like-
directed the first 3 Karate Kid movies, the Machio ones.
Right, I like the first Karate
Which,
Kid.
by the way, just this week, a guy implored us to cover. Maybe I should give that guy a shout out. Actually,
No, we should. We
Yeah.
should cover that.
we should. That was.
He did lean on me, which I did like.
You liked lean on. That, by the way, was a fella at GEO Yakult. George, his name is.
Okay.
He says we got to do it. And don't forget about the remake. We got to do that Jackie Chan, Jaden Smith one. He said that.
Oh yeah,
too.
right, sure.
Yeah, I mean, of the movies he's directed, I like the first Karate Kid.
Yeah, me too.
I feel like I was okay with that movie for keeps.
Is that Molly Ringwald?
Yeah, it's a Molly Ringwald movie.
Oh, who could remember that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, so many of his movies are the same thing. He did, Karate Kid is like an underdog karate guy. There's The Power of One, which weirdly transposes this formula to war.
Mm.
A movie I am obsessed with. It's one of my favorite bad movies of all time. 8 Seconds.
I didn't see that. Yeah.
That is the Luke Perry bull riding movie.
Oh, right.
Yeah. So that's about an underdog bull rider played by Luke Perry.
So he takes on boxing, karate, rodeo,
Yeah.
whatever you can do.
Yeah, that was Luke Perry's stab at a film career.
Did you ever see his movie about curling called Sweep It?
Did you make that up?
Yeah,
That's funny. I would watch it. I love curling.
I know you do.
Yeah.
Sweep It.
Sweep it. No, it wouldn't be called that.
Just be called Sweep.
No, it'd be called Swept Away or something. Yeah. Hey, do you know what Luke Perry's doing these days?
I don't know, hanging out in bars. I
No,
don't know.
he plays Archie's dad on that Archie show.
Oh boy.
Riverdale. That's right. It's great. Riverdale. Check it out. Thursday nights at 9 on the CW.
He's on. He's somebody's dad now.
He's Archie.
Wow.
Archie's dad.
Look at that.
Yeah. He's having an affair with Veronica's mom. How about that?
Uh-oh.
Yeah, so watch that show.
Mhm.
So yeah, I mean, Avildsen, he's not a good director, but he pulled out a good one with Rocky, you know?
No, and he did a good job with it. I mean, there's a lot of great shots in this movie. I mean, so it's extremely
There's good
well.
shots in Karate Kid, too. I mean, what he
I don't
does, he
remember
knows
Karate
how
Kid.
to do it.
Yeah, I mean, he there's some phenomenal shots in Rocky, and that's got to be given credit to the director. So I'm all with you for shitting on his career, but for this movie, he had it in him. So
He had it in him. All right. Hey, written by Sylvester Stallone, of course.
yeah,
Written in 3.5 days, he says, which I
He
love.
he says. I like that you qualified that because it's probably.
I think
bullshit.
it's true. I think it's true, but
Really?
But I think 3.5 days in writing terms is just 4 days. I think he's trying to big up himself. He finished it at like 2 p.m. So he's like, oh, 3.5 days. Hey, I finished the movie in 3.5 days, you
That's
know?
very funny. I didn't
Yeah.
think about that. Who? Why would you say that? Yeah.
No.
Why would you say 3.5 days? Just
Yeah.
say 3 or 4.
Yeah.
Oh, I did it 3.5 days. I finished it at 12:30.
I wrote it in 8 seconds, just like Luke Perry riding that bull.
Yeah. Sly.
Sly.
Good
He
right.
is Sly. Can he?
Well,
Can
yeah,
he
in
write?
this, in this, sure.
Didn't he write like pretty much all his movies in the 80s? Doesn't he have a writing
Yeah.
credit on Tango and Cash?
He writes a lot.
Yeah. Doesn't he have a writing credit on Over the Edge?
Tango and Cash.
Do you think he came up with his character name in Over the Edge?
What's his character's name?
One of my favorite character names in the history of cinema.
Ooh.
Yeah.
What?
Lincoln Hawk.
Yeah, I would assume he came up with that name.
Yeah. So the studio wanted to make this a high budgeted film, and Sylvester wanted to star in it. So he convinced them if they make it low budge on the cheap, then he could be in it.
Hmm.
Yep, and that worked out for him. Worked out for everybody, really.
Sure did, man.
Yeah. So the budget, a mere $1.1 million. And it looks like it. There's a lot of handheld camera in this movie.
Oh,
It-
yeah.
It, sort of looks like shit, but in a good way. Like
Yeah,
just
it's
sort
true.
of grainy and cinema verite a little bit.
Yes, yes.
Which is maybe the problem with Avildsen's later movies, is he's doing Rocky, but on a higher budget, which makes it way less interesting.
Oh, yeah, sure.
Yeah.
And how much did this movie make?
$225 million. It's the highest grossing film of 1976. Number one.
Yeah, I mean that is unbelievable.
It's crazy. And if you take into account all the money that the sequels have made and shit, like Rocky has to
Sure.
be one of the most profitable undertakings ever.
Yeah.
Did you know that the studio... What studio is Rocky? Universal, I want to say?
I don't know. I got it right here. Hang on.
Yeah. No, it's MGM. It's MGM. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. MGM...
Well, Chartoff Winkler, United Artists.
Well, co-production.
Are they owned by MGM?
Yeah, I believe so.
Okay.
They made it like a co-production because they figured they would use the money. Like they thought they were going to make a lot of money from Martin Scorsese's New York, New York,
Right.
and they were going to like use that money to pay off their Rocky debts.
Yeah.
And then what ended up happening was they used like all the Rocky money to pay for their fucking New York, New York debts.
I think New York, New York, by the way, is the only Martin Scorsese film I've never seen.
Not a bad movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
okay with that movie. It's a little too big for its britches, maybe.
Yeah.
Like, you know what it is like? New York's the kind of movie Scorsese directs now, which I don't like as much. But,
Oh, that's interesting.
But he was doing it in his 70s style, which I like a lot more.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hey, so Rocky. It was number 1 for the year. That means it made slightly more money than the number 2 film, To Fly. You might recall we covered the 1976 box office when we did The Enforcer.
That's right.
And so, you remember I loved that year. That was also the same year where number 6, I believe, was that documentary about Noah's Ark.
Yes. Oh, God, who could forget that?
Who could forget? Yeah. So, Rocky, it's an important movie.
Our first Best Picture coverage.
Yeah, let's get into the Oscars. It was nominated for a ton of them.
Yeah, 10.
10 Oscars.
3.
I'll say it won Best Picture. It's the 4th best movie that was nominated.
Ooh. Shots fired, as you would say.
And listen, I do not...
Well, it's a hell of a year.
...dislike Rocky by any stretch of the imagination. It wasn't a nostalgia buster for me at all.
No.
I don't think it's maybe as great as its reputation sometimes is.
Really?
Yeah. But I do think it's a great movie.
Yeah.
But when taken into consideration that it was nominated against All the President's Men, Network, and Taxi Driver,
I
no,
know.
Thank you.
I know.
Yeah.
I'm still okay with it, though. I mean, winning. I mean, I agree. You're a huge Network fan.
I am.
I'm a huge Taxi Driver and All the President's Men fan.
I'm a fan of all three.
Yeah. I mean, me too. But I've always had I hate to say it, like, soft spot, because it's like pandering to Rocky, but like it's a great film. So it's not like those films lost to some piece of shit. I mean.
No. I mean, yeah, it's not like Social Network losing to The King's Speech or Brokeback losing to Crash.
That's okay.
Yeah.
The first one is...
This is more like when No Country for Old Men won, and I was like, yeah, that was a great movie, but you guys know There Will Be Blood was nominated, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. That's a good example. Yeah. Crash. Oh, my God.
Yep. Hey, it won for Best Director, too.
Yeah. Which...
Yeah, and check this out. John G. Avildsen has an Academy Award for Best Director. That's right. The guy who brought you 8 Seconds and The Karate Kid 3. All right? He was nominated against Ingmar Bergman, Sidney Lumet, Alan J. Pakula, and Lena Wertmuller.
Oh, Scorsese didn't get one. That's right.
No, Scorsese not nominated.
Of course not.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah, that's tough. That's tough to hear.
That's insane.
Picture's one thing. Director, yeah, I mean...
I feel like they used to more always give it to, like, picture and director the same thing, though.
Oh, they did. They absolutely
split
did.
It more now.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
They absolutely did. That was just the way it went.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, Sylvester Stallone, that's right. He was once nominated for Best Actor. He did not win. He lost to Peter Finch for Network.
The first, posthumous award?
Oh, I didn't even realize that.
Yeah, he had died and they gave it to him. Yeah. And then Heath Ledger was the next one.
Yeah, right. Talia Shire was nominated for Best Actress, but she lost to Faye Dunaway.
Right.
All right?
Network took those two.
Yeah. Supporting actor, Burgess Meredith was nominated for playing Mickey, and Burt Young was nominated for playing Paulie, but they both lost to the great Jason Robards.
Right, for President's Men.
Yeah, and here's where I'm going to make an interesting point. Are you ready for this?
I'm ready.
Henry, hashtag Oscars so white. I'm being deadly serious here. If we are really nominating Burt Young for a supporting actor award for Rocky, then why not Carl Weathers?
Oh, sure.
Uh-huh.
Who's
the characters you remember from Rocky?
Well-
Probably Rocky.
Yeah.
Probably Adrian. Probably Mickey. Definitely Apollo Creed.
Yeah, no, you're right. I mean, but I'm not going to short shrift Burt Young. I mean,
I am. Because I'm okay with a Burgess Meredith nomination.
Mhm.
Burt Young, as much as I like him, he's over the top. I love him as Curly in Chinatown, which we covered.
Yeah.
But do I want to see him nominated for an Oscar for Curly? No.
You just made a Stallone reference and you didn't even know it. You said over the top.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a real Lincoln Hawk situation.
Which I think you referred to earlier as Over the Edge.
Oh, you know what? You're right. Over the Edge is a much better film from the early 80s with a very young Matt Dillon. A legitimately great movie.
Oh
Yeah.
Okay. Oh,
You ever
nice
see that?
save.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, I got him confused. Who directed Over the Edge? Here, keep talking. I'm looking that up.
Well, that is when we talked about Predator,
Over the Edge was 1979, not early 80s. Directed by a fellow by the name of Jonathan Kaplan. Huh? But that's a great film. If you've never seen Over the Edge, fucking amazing movie.
No, I haven't. So yeah,
Check it out. I own it on DVD.
Well, when we talked about Predator, you were espousing your admiration for Carl Weathers, and
I was,
Right.
and I will keep that going here.
Yeah, sure.
And
I'm with you.
he doesn't even have as big a role as he will in Rocky 2.
Right.
But he's fantastic, the little we see him in. And I'm not even saying, like, you know, apropos of nothing, like, let's nominate Carl Weathers. I'm just saying, if the Oscars are nominating Burgess Meredith and Burt Young, surely let's take a look at Carl Weathers.
Yeah, no, you're right. I mean, he's unforgettable in this movie, and he's absolutely perfect. I agree with you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Rocky was nominated for Best Original Screenplay. They agreed with me that Patty Chayefsky is a better writer than Sylvester Stallone. Network one.
Yeah.
Nominated for Best Song for Gonna Fly Now.
And that lost too, right?
That lost to a song from A Star Is Born.
Oh God.
Yeah.
Gonna Fly Now should have won.
But the funniest thing about that category is one of the nominees, and way to think out of the box, Oscars, was that fucking devil song from The Omen.
Is that even a song?
Barely. It's great.
That's like a score, right? Isn't that just with like the voices?
It was credited. It's nominated for an Oscar.
That's silliness.
No, I love it. I think it's great.
No.
Rocky also lost the sound mixing Oscar to All the President's Men.
Mm. Well, there's a lot of voice recordings and deep throat recordings in All the President's Men.
True, but I think with the music and the boxing, really the whole boxing sequence at the end, sound-wise, is impressive.
Oh, I agree.
And you know where else it's impressive is editing, which Rocky did win.
I agree.
Yeah.
You're right. Yeah, I mean...
except for maybe the part where we cut from round 3 to 7. I need one more round in between those.
Well, you know what I didn't remember, and I have seen this movie a lot, but I guess every time I watch it, I always forget that there's almost no boxing in the movie.
And the main boxing sequence isn't that long.
No, it's like 10 minutes.
Yeah.
It comes in at
all the other ones are like a half hour, right?
Oh, they're huge.
Yeah,
they're gigantic. I think I clocked it. The big fight doesn't come for like an hour and 45 minutes in.
Ah, yes, that's true.
And then it's over.
Which brings me to a problem with this movie.
Oh boy, look at you on Rocky today.
It's
wow.
too long.
You think Rocky is too long?
The section after he gets Adrian, but before the training sequence, get rid of it.
Really?
You know what? I don't need Paulie even being a character in this movie. Anytime Rocky's arguing with Paulie, I don't care.
I like Paulie. I disagree.
I like him, but he's adding nothing.
Oh, I don't know if that's true. I mean,
I find him very unlikable. I hated when he ruined Thanksgiving dinner by throwing the turkey out the window.
That was awful. Yeah.
I was very mad at him for that.
Very cruel.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, look, I think with this movie, though, in the larger picture, it's just these little things, the little touches that really make it special.
We're not there yet.
Oh, sorry.
I've got more stats, Hank.
Jesus. Okay.
I've got so many more. Rocky's in the National Film Registry. All right.
Is it on AFI's list for anything?
It's on so many AFI lists. That's what I want to get to right now. Our old friends, the American Film Institute, loves Rocky. Loves Rocky. All right? It is their number 2 best sports movie of all time.
What's number 1?
That's a good question. Maybe you can guess.
Number 1 sports movie of all time. And it's not Rocky.
Yeah.
The Natural?
Nope.
Can you give me a sport, or will that give it away?
It'll give it away.
Breaking Away.
No, no, but that's a good guess. It's directed by a director you have seen almost all of his films.
Really? I have?
Yeah. Yeah.
Boy, you really stumped me, because I always leave the AFI lists to you. I purposely don't look them up, you know.
Well, because they're ridiculous.
Well, no, because they're also just fun to hear off the cuff. I don't know, man.
Hey,
if you want,
it's Raging Bull.
Oh, okay, okay.
Raging Bull, Scorsese's boxing movie. So I love that. It's like a compliment to Rocky. Like, you're the number 2 best sports movie of all time, but you're not even the best boxing movie.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, it's great.
That's rough.
Hey, Gonna Fly Now is AFI's 58th best movie song.
58th.
Yep. Listen to this. In 1998 or 9, when they first did their best movies of all time list, Rocky was number 78. But when they redid the list 10 years later, Rocky had moved up to 57. All right? Gained some standing in those 10 years.
Oh, my God.
Maybe because Rocky Balboa came out, so the AFI had seen a Rocky movie more recently.
Right, they had to reevaluate. I've said it before, I'll say it again. I really want to work for the AFI.
They're great.
It'd be just a fun job to just make bullshit up all the time.
Hey, it's the number 52 most thrilling movie of all time.
Most thrilling?
Yep.
Oh, all right.
Rocky Balboa is the number 7 best hero in the history of cinema. Not such a hero, if you ask me.
Oh, he's a hero. Come on.
He almost rapes Adrian, and certainly calls a 12-year-old girl a whore. So maybe an anti-hero.
Oh, Lord.
All right.
When that scene happened in his apartment, I thought of you, and I thought of like, oh, Dan's gonna have a field day with this. When he closes the door on her.
We'll get there.
Or blocks the door, right?
Yeah. Number 80 best quote of all time is in Rocky.
Best quote.
Best quote.
Well, there's a lot of great lines in the movie, but if it's AFI, I'm going to go with Yo Adrian.
That's correct. Yo Adrian.
Oh, I fucking nailed it. I nailed it. Yeah. Wow. That's a quote. Yo, Adrian.
Yeah.
Okay.
And lastly, AFI has said this is number 4 on their cheer list. I don't even know what that means.
Cheer list.
It makes you cheer, I guess.
Yeah. I mean, I get. Okay. I don't know how to. I don't even know how to address the AFI. They're like this. They're like this abstract, obtuse group of people.
They're a wonderful voting body.
Yeah. There you go.
Yeah.
They make about as much sense as the American electorate.
Listen to you. Getting political.
Why not?
Okay. Let's get into Rocky, huh?
Yeah, why not?
What's the plot?
So, this down and out kind of has been Philadelphia boxer.
Hey, what, you talking about me?
Hey, yo.
Yeah.
Is basically a loan shark enforcer.
Whoa,
and
hey, what'd you call me?
Meatbag. And long story short, Apollo Creed, loosely based on Muhammad Ali.
Loosely.
Very based. Yeah, I know. I always kind of love that. Very based on Muhammad Ali. Decides for the country's bicentennial.
Which I actually really like the incorporation of the bicentennial in the plot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's great.
It's really good. The only other movie I can think of that does that is Dazed and Confused, and that's after the fact. But I don't know. I wonder how I'd have felt about it at the time, but it's an interesting way to go. But, like, did it feel weird and dated back then? Because, you know, now when you watch a movie like Arnold Schwarzenegger's End of Days, and the whole movie is, like, centered around New Year's Eve on, like, the year 2000.
Yeah.
It's weird.
Right. But I don't think this is because probably because one of the reasons that probably feels more dated is because it amounted to nothing. And there was all that.
Yeah, that's a good point. This is at least like a celebration that happened.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Right. It's over. It's done. It happened. So, yeah, I mean, basically Apollo Creed, he's supposed to fight somebody and they can't fight because they got hurt. So he decides it's his idea that they give it to, he gives a title shot to like a nobody. And he picks up the Italian Stallion, Rocky Balboa, because he likes his name. He likes that he's Italian, that Columbus discovered America.
Yeah, I came up with that name 8 years ago, you know. I came up with it myself.
But in 3.5 days. And then you know, so Rocky then has to get over his problems and he's kind of a schlub.
Well, I mean, he
smokes a lot.
Very well built schlub.
Very well built schlub, right?
He looks great in this movie. Sylvester Stallone. I mean, I gotta say this. Say what you will about Sylvester Stallone, and he's been in a lot of bad movies, and he's a pretty bad actor most of the time. He is just ready in this movie. He's a fucking movie star.
I agree.
Like to the point where like you don't see this often. Like he just pops like right away.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's impressive. I'm like trying to think of another time I can remember, like a more recent time that I can remember feeling this way about an actor.
Like where you saw somebody and they were just like,
"Oh yeah, this guy has it."
Yeah. I mean, you've said that a couple of times on this show. I mean, but I don't know if it was in the same.
Yeah, I don't know if it was like that person's first movie.
Right, like I know you said it about Bruce Willis and Die Hard and Michael J. Fox and Back to the Future.
But they'd done TV before. Like Sylvester Stallone was basically an unknown.
I mean, he had done a bunch of shit movies, and I remember him.
I know he's in Bananas.
Yeah, yeah. But this, you're right. I mean, this is a star. This is it.
It's like to the point where like I can't even understand why he hadn't already been a movie star. Like, he's so perfect.
And they gave him such a hard time about trying to be in it. You know, it's like so ridiculous.
They wanted James Caan at one point.
Yeah, nothing against Jimmy Caan, but
That would be miscasting.
Come on. Yeah. Robert Redford too, I think.
Yeah, I read that too.
Um,
And he's too clean cut for Rocky. Rocky's like a mess. That's what's interesting about him. He's walking around with that hat. You know what I dig about Rocky? There's one scene where he just enters the scene holding a plank of wood.
the little touches. Here we go.
And then he sets it down. Like nothing comes of it at all. He was just holding that.
Right.
And that's what I love about Rocky Balboa. As a character, he seems like the kind of guy who would just pick up a plank of wood and hold it for a while.
That's right.
Yeah.
And like when he takes Adrian after their date, do you remember? Did you notice how he opens the door to his building like through the broken window? Did you catch that?
No, I didn't catch that.
It's a missing window, and he's just talking to her, and it's a complete throwaway. But I was like, oh, I've done that before.
Yeah.
A missing screen door just pops open his lock and gets it. It's just very funny. Yeah.
There's a lot, man. He's bouncing that rubber ball every so often.
All the time, yeah.
It's great. He sometimes just like he'll shadow box randomly and then stop.
All the time.
Like, I don't know, man. It's just such a fully realized character and performance by, fucking Sylvester Stallone.
I agree, man.
And maybe when we get to the 80s Rocky movies, we can talk about his weird steroid transformation and all the shitty movies he made then.
Sure.
I wish there were sequels to things like Stop or My Mom Will Shoot and
right.
Whatever, fucking Over the Top and Tango and Cash.
We're going to have plenty of time, I think.
And The Specialist and Assassins.
Oh,
and
Lord.
all the horrible movies that have ever been made.
Yeah, you're right.
Driven. Do you remember that one?
I do.
Yeah, I saw that race car movie.
You did?
Yep.
Good for
I was
you.
still into Stallone, man. I kept seeing Stallone movies way after no one gave a shit. I saw that one, I See You.
Oh, my
Remember
God.
that one?
I do.
Where I was EYE. Yep.
Ooh.
I saw that movie.
But, then, once a decade, he'll throw in, like, a fucking classic, like Demolition Man.
Hey, I love Demolition Man. There's a few in that 90s era I like.
Oh, Copland.
Copland is great by Logan director James Mangold.
Oh, that's right.
And I love Judge Dredd, unapologetically.
I never saw Judge Dredd.
Yep.
Yeah.
Judge Dredd's great.
Superhero fan.
Hey, we could cover Judge Dredd. Remember there was that weird remake that no one saw, but that got good reviews?
Oh. Huh.
Yeah.
All
Reboot. I don't think it was a remake of the fucking Stallone Judge Dredd movie.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
You know what this movie reminded me of a little bit when we're talking about like the little touches and the low budget and the grainy aspect? I made a note that it kind of reminded me of Dirty Harry, the first one.
I hear that.
Yeah, like just in its tone, its culture.
Yeah.
It's toss away racist remarks, like really reminded me of Dirty Harry.
Yeah, and part of that I think is the sense of place. Where Dirty Harry is such a San Francisco movie, and they kind of lose sight of that in some of the later ones.
You're right.
The first Rocky movie is a Philadelphia movie. And that's kind of why I'm okay that Rocky is such a dunder-headed mook. And I'm okay with things like the racist remarks even, because it's like,
well, right.
It's 1976 in lower-class Philadelphia.
That's correct.
Like, it's probably exactly what it was like.
It would be very inauthentic to do it any other way.
Yeah.
And so, the funny thing is I don't. I mean, Stallone was what? He's not from Philadelphia, right?
No, this isn't an M. Night Shyamalan situation.
Right. So how he knows all this is kind of impressive.
Yeah, right. Because when you see something like Ben Affleck's Gone Baby Gone or The Town,
right?
Like he just knows that place so perfectly.
Right.
Yeah.
And Stallone's like already at that point I thought was like a California guy.
I'm looking
And,
Stallone up right now.
Oh, he said from New York. He's from Hell's Kitchen.
Hell's Kitchen?
Yeah,
Is he Daredevil?
he might be.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's how he almost won the fight. Yeah. Son of a boxer!
Yeah, there he is, Hell's Kitchen. He was the son of Frank Stallone Sr., who's in this movie, and a hairdresser and a beautician. Hey, do you think that Frank Stallone Sr., Sylvester's dad, right?
Mm.
Do you think that he regretted the fact that he gave Frank Stallone his name? And his other son, who became one of the biggest movie stars in the world, a different name?
He might have.
He might have. Yeah.
Didn't carry the legacy. Yeah, Frank Stallone, the brother, is
He
one of
shows
the
up in this baby.
street singer.
Yep. He has a
Yeah.
beautiful voice, Frank Stallone.
You guys sound better every day.
Yeah. We've got to cover Staying Alive.
Well, I guess we'll have to when we do Saturday Night Fever, right?
Yeah, I mean, but that movie is directed by Sylvester Stallone.
Yeah,
And the music's all done by Frank Stallone.
Oh, I didn't remember that.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Oh, boy.
Yeah. I love that movie. But anyway, yeah, Frank Stallone's in this movie. The whole Rocky, I mean, Stallone clan. Even, did you see that the dog?
What, Butkus?
Yeah, Butkus Stallone. He's
No.
credited in the closing credits as Butkus Stallone.
Is he really?
Yeah,
So he was Sly's real dog?
yeah,
Oh, boy, I didn't know that.
yeah. It's a real family affair, Rocky.
Well, they had to keep the money low, right? So that pretty much changes.
Yeah, and that's, I guess, why they hired Avildsen, and then by the second movie, they had enough confidence in Stallone.
Oh, yeah.
Stallone directed 5 of the 7, or 4 of the 7 Rocky movies. Is that
Yeah,
right?
I guess he did
2
2,
through
3,
4.
4.
And
yeah.
and Balboa.
Right, which I have never seen. That's the only one I've never seen.
Listen to you. I've seen it. I've seen them all.
Yeah, but have you ever run up the steps of the Philadelphia Museum?
No, I'm sure you have.
I sure have.
Did you run up?
Yeah, I was younger. I could do it. I couldn't
This
do it
was
now.
this was
I'd have a heart
before you
attack.
started smoking Black and Milds like a chimney.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think I'm pretty sure I did it as a kid, and maybe when I was in my 20s, I started and got halfway and was like, "This is stupid." Yeah. But,
Okay.
I have done it. It's quite a beautiful view.
Isn't there a statue of Sylvester Stallone up there now?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, how's that?
Actually, at the bottom of the steps. You
Oh,
don't
the
have
bottom.
To, yeah, you don't have to go all the way up.
You
for that.
should. That's for lazy people. If you want a picture, you should have to walk up the steps.
Yeah. No, they kept it away from the art.
Yeah, well, that's in the training sequence. I mean, let's jump ahead there just for a real quick second, because we're probably, there's one of those in every Rocky movie. So we're probably going to want to keep an eye on that. Maybe we can rank the training sequences.
Ooh.
How about that?
Yeah. Well, this is a great one.
This is a great one, because Gonna Fly Now is a great song. It deserves
Yep.
that Oscar nomination.
Yeah.
No score nomination, Hank.
Yeah, a little strange because I really liked Bill Conti's score.
Me
I mean,
too, especially during the fight.
It's unbelievable during the fight,
Yeah.
and all through the movie with those like very quiet piano touches. You know,
Yeah.
I thought it was very moving, and I know. Yeah,
Who's Bill Conti?
He's an Italian American composer.
What else has he done?
I did look him up, but I gotta read. Oh, he did. He wrote the song for a James Bond movie, For Your Eyes Only.
Oh, is that a good one?
No,
Oh, okay.
in my opinion, it's not a good
I don't
one.
remember it. Every time I think of For Your Eyes Only, I get fucked up because Arrested Development did like a fake Bond song called For British Eyes Only. And that's what I hear in my head.
For Your Eyes Only is the second best Roger Moore Bond movie. But we'll get
After
there.
Diamonds Are Forever.
No, that's Sean Connery.
Fuck. God. Wait, so what's the best Roger Moore?
Oh, The Spy Who Loved Me.
Oh, that's what I was thinking of.
Yeah,
Okay.
there's no contest.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just far and above. Well, Bill Conti did The Karate Kid. He did, you know what? He didn't do a lot of good stuff, to be
He
perfectly
worked with
honest.
Abelson.
Yeah, that's right.
Did he do 8 Seconds?
Yes.
That's great.
And he did Spy Hard.
Oh, I saw that many times when I was 8. Or 9, probably.
This is his best work. There's
Hey,
not, I'm
Spy
looking at-
Hard's great.
Yeah. No,
It
I'm
has
saying
you know who does the Bond opening in Spy Hard?
who?
Weird Al Yankovic.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's good. Now this is his best score. Yeah.
Okay.
You would think that he would have like a more impressive resume, but it's really not. This was kind of his shining moment, and that's about all he has going for him. But that score at the end is just phenomenal. And getting back to like little touches when I love when Rocky, goes the distance and makes it through 15 rounds. And
Oh, that could have been a good opening song for the podcast. You know that Cake song? She's going the distance.
the distance.
Yeah.
That's a great song.
Yeah.
Well, there's another going the distance, I think, in 4, so we'll get there.
Yeah.
But no, when they ring the bell and Apollo and him kind of collapse into each other, and I always love the line because I think it's clearly 80 yard. But Apollo goes, "Ain't gonna be no rematch," and Rocky goes, "Don't want one."
I don't think that was 80 yard.
No?
I think
Okay.
that line's the heart of the movie. I
Yeah,
think that might be the best moment in the entire movie.
Yeah, I agree, and
The mutual respect of
Right.
two fighters.
Right,
It's
right,
really
right.
beautiful. And
It is beautiful.
And both of them deliver their respective lines perfectly. I love that moment.
me too.
And I'd forgotten it.
Yeah, and when Talia Shire's making her way to the ring, and she goes up to the ring, and Burt Young holds the rope open for her so she can get into the ring. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
That's just it gets me every time.
It's very
Chills,
nice.
you might say. if
I
you're
got
a-
chills. I did get chills. Legitimate.
So did I.
Yeah.
I mean, the whole thing is just phenomenal.
Rocky gave me goose pimples.
Nah, it's great. Yeah.
Do you, let's go through your notes, and then I've got some negatives to talk about before the end.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mentioned my door through the window. Oh, I did notice that Rocky sort of dresses like me.
He fucking does. And shut up. You dress like Rocky.
I never thought about it before.
I think subconsciously you've been trying to be Rocky this whole time. You
that
just
right?
need a hat, and then you'll be
yeah,
him.
I do.
Yeah.
I do. Remember how you said that Scorpio dresses like you, which I thought was
Yeah.
one of the greatest, hilarious things I ever heard. I'm watching this movie, and I'm like, he wears a lot of those T-shirts over the long sleeve shirts.
Yep, with a
And
leather
I do-
jacket.
Yeah, and I do that, and I wear the fingerless gloves.
That's true.
Very strange.
You're Rocky, and I'm Scorpio.
Maybe that should be a rematch.
Yep. Henry is an overrated hero, and Daniel is an underrated villain.
I don't have a rubber ball, though. I got to get one of those.
I do. I used to bounce a rubber ball a lot.
Did you?
I have a whole vase in my house of rubber balls from vending machines.
You do?
Yes.
Wow. Interesting. Boy, is that interesting. Well, get into some of your negatives here.
All right, let's talk about.
I thought you've already done them, but
Let's talk more about when Rocky rapes Adrian.
okay.
Okay. Now this is one of my least favorite sections of the movie. I mean, the whole date.
You don't like any part of the date?
Not really.
The ice skating?
No. I do like some of the little touches. Like, I just don't like the broader strokes. I like that Rocky is walking on the ice.
Mm-hmm.
That's good. First of all, during that part, Rocky seems like an exhausting date. He never
Stops talking.
he never shuts the fuck up, and all he talks about is his goddamn boxing.
Yeah.
Could you imagine if I went out with a girl and all I did was talk about this podcast? I would be insufferable.
Oh, yeah, he is kind of exhausting. I'm going to tell you the history about southpaws. I'm going to tell you about boxing. I'm going to tell you about. Now I'm going to make you put on skates. We're going to go skating.
Hang on. First, I'm gonna pull out these tiny little pictures where you can't really see shit, but they're pictures of all my fights. I carry individual pictures of every fight I've ever been in, even though I'm a low-level boxer that never really wanted to be anything.
I want to take you to the ice skating rink. It's only about 25 degrees outside, so it's pretty cold. But
and it's closed, so I'm gonna haggle with this guy for 20 minutes. I hope you stand over there.
I can so you stand far enough away so you don't hear that I gave him $10 for 10 minutes. $10. Yeah, it's a tough date. You're right. I never thought about that.
It's horrible.
Yeah.
And then he brings her back to his apartment.
It works.
She says, I'd rather not come in. And yeah, it works, Henry, because Sylvester Stallone wrote the movie. It works. You fucking idiot. He takes her back to his house, and she's like, I'd rather not come in. Yeah. And he's like, hey, don't bust my balls over here, Just come on in. It'll be fun. I'll make you a drink. I'll yap about my boxing some more. So he, leaves his door open, and she's like, fine, I guess it won't hurt to come in. She leaves her coat and hat on, which is a good signal to, lay off. Then he goes to sit down in this chair. She's standing by the door, being perfectly nice, and he's like, why are you standing over there? Why don't you come over by here? It's comfortable over here. Check it out. This is the best part of my apartment. It's right over here. Just come on.
Which, by the way, is that... it's actually a great touch, but is that the shittiest apartment you've ever seen?
Yeah, it's bad.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
He doesn't even clear the couch off for her. Did you notice that? There's, covered in magazines.
Yeah, you come over here, Adrian. Sit on my pile of shit. I've got a Sports Illustrated from 8 years ago. You can glance through it. So...
And there's beer bottles and all kinds of shit there.
So he walks over to her. She, with terror in her voice, starts saying, I'm uncomfortable. I shouldn't be here. I've never been alone with a man before. This doesn't feel right. It's uncomfortable.
The real Biff situation
and
going
he's
on.
like, what are you talking about? You should be here. I'm the best guy. Hey. And, she starts to leave. He closes the door on her. He goes, why don't you take off your glasses? I don't give a shit if you could see. Better that you can't. Then
I'm sorry. You're killing me here.
He says,
oh my
why
God.
don't you take off your hat? Meanwhile, she's not taking off anything. He is just taking her glasses off her face, which, as a glasses wearer, is the most annoying fucking thing in the world. Takes her hat off, and then just starts making out with her, pushing her to the floor of his apartment and fucking her by the door. He's a menace.
Oh, all right. Now, wait a second.
That is date rape, my friend.
Okay, but you don't think that when she sort of kisses him back?
Yeah. She's terrified.
She's too afraid to
Listen, I understand that in the script, the might of Rocky's pushiness makes her fall in love with him.
Right.
But you know, as a normal person living in the world, he's an obnoxious piece of shit. Rocky's, I mean, the next day, he's, like, talking to Mickey. He's like, hey, Mick, you know, you can grab their pussies. They don't even say anything.
Oh.
When you're a boxer like me.
Well, he did support Donald Trump, so.
Stallone?
Mm-hmm.
I didn't remember that.
Yep.
Great. All right.
Does that help you? Does that help you out with your?
Yeah, I like him so much more now.
I thought you were making a Trump reference when you said.
I was.
Oh yeah. So no, that's all valid. I met this girl. She's really nice.
Yeah.
She comes over to my house. She sits on my couch full of magazines.
The other great moment in this movie is he's yapping to a 12-year-old girl.
Oh my God, yeah. That scene goes on too long.
It goes on way too long, and it never comes back again. It's not important.
No,
I don't know why it's in the movie.
It's very strange.
It's like the movie becomes Richard Linklater's Slacker for all of a sudden, and it's just like two rando characters having a philosophical conversation.
And you think that, like, the point of it is he's trying to impart some kind of advice to this girl, but then and you think the movie kind of misdirects you in that you think she's receptive to it, but she's not, because then he gets home and she's like, screw you, creepo.
And then Rocky agrees to himself that his advice was in fact shitty.
Yes.
And he shouldn't have been giving it in the first place. And it is shitty because his advice to her is like, hey, yo, 12-year-old that I'm not related to and shouldn't be talking to. Listen, what you want to do is not be such a whore on the playground over there, you know? Fucking keep those tits away and don't show the boys what you're up to, or else the only thing they'll remember about you in the long run is they'll be chatting with their friends over dinner. Hey, well, you know, then they'll be like, hey, remember that fucking girl from when we were 12? Yeah, she was a whore.
Yeah. And you're not exaggerating. I mean, it goes on and on and on. It's like, Lord have mercy. Like a quick little, if they wanted to throw something like that in there, you know, that's fine. But like, it goes on and on and on and on.
Yeah, it's insane.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know what to do with that scene.
Yeah. Well, it needs to be excised.
Yep.
However, it won Best Editing, so.
Yeah. And
now,
then wait. Okay, what do you got?
No, I was going to ask you a question. But
okay,
you can go ahead.
Okay, the other offensive thing in this movie.
Oh, go ahead.
Which I really didn't like.
What?
There's a moment when Apollo Creed comes out to the ring, and he's wearing his red, white, and blue, you know, boxing shorts.
Yeah.
And Stallone goes, he looks like a big flag.
Okay.
Dude.
Tell me. I'm not.
He's saying he looks like a big fag, but he says flag.
You think that's what he said?
It's 100% a pun on fag.
Really?
Yes.
I didn't get that.
I did.
Interesting, man. I didn't get that at all. I didn't. I didn't think that. I thought that Rocky's just, you know, such a kind of adult that he just, you know, makes comments like that. You know, interesting.
Yeah, but Rocky is also the type of dolt that would be homophobic.
But do you think the character of Rocky, like, because I don't. Do you think his character is like a bigot or a racist?
No, I don't. But I think that was like a Sylvester Stallone ad lib, and he was like, "Hey, yo, John, leave it in. It's funny."
Oh, okay, interesting. Yeah. I didn't catch it. No, I thought you were gonna say because like when he's in the bar and that bartender calls Apollo Creed a horrible, you know, he's just like, oh, he's some jig clown.
I know.
And Stallone, you know, says, "What are you talking about? What do you ever do with your life?" You know, like that.
Yeah, he defends him, but he defends him not as a black man. He defends him as the heavyweight champion of the world.
That's right. Yeah, no, that's correct. Yeah.
I just don't know what to do with that. Rocky, he's a weird character, and it's Stallone. You know,
right? Yeah.
Yeah.
So you don't know what to think. Yeah.
No, I really don't.
Is another sort of what Dirty Harry moment? Is he a racist, or is he not, or is he just stupid?
I mean, part of that is just it's the mid-'70s, right?
Right. That's
Yeah.
right. Definitely. Yeah. I was going to ask you a question. Yeah, the question I was going to ask you was actually a technical question about editing. Because it's not always about what scenes should be cut. It's about how scenes are cut.
Yeah, it's usually
So why do you
not.
think-
I mean, they do take that into consideration. Like in the run up to the Oscars, usually if a movie's like 3.5 hours long, there is talk like, will they give best editing to a 3.5 hour movie?
Mhm.
But for the most part, the award is given out for the way the movie's cut, the
So you
pacing
think-
of it. And,
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
So, like, what, in your opinion, would be the Oscar-worthy editing of this movie?
The fight's
Yeah,
beautifully
yeah,
cut.
that's what I thought.
With the exception of the fact that all the crowd shots are clearly stock footage.
Right, which I actually forgot and thought it was pretty funny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, there's a few others. The training montage is gorgeously edited.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, they should give it best editing just for the training montage.
Yeah, hey, it goes the distance.
Yeah. Rocky, the worst tick that he has is you know. He says you know at the end of every fucking sentence. And
You know, I didn't notice that.
it never bothered me before I started going to AA, which is I attend Alcoholics Anonymous. I'm being very anonymous about it right now by talking about it on a podcast. But fucking that is the worst thing people do, because I go in there and I hear a lot of people speak. You know, there's like a main speaker in every meeting, and then like people can share or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And that is a thing that humans do, and it really bugs me, is, you know, they fill pauses with you know. I hate it.
I'll have to watch myself because I know I do it.
You don't do it that much. I've noticed myself on this podcast, I sometimes, and it bothers me.
Really?
Yep. But I hate you know. It really drives me nuts.
Interesting.
So I'm glad I got that off my chest.
What did you think of? I really like the actor who's another Godfather carryover, Gatso. I really like him. The leg breaker.
Oh yeah. I
I
like
love
the scene
when
where
he,
he's
like-
talking to them in the car.
Yeah, and I really love when he gives him $500 for training. Like, it just there's something about this guy's like a fucking obviously a shady mobster asshole piece of shit, but he like loves Rocky. it's kind of like sweet, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah, there's some good little characters peppered throughout the movie. I also really liked the boxer that Burgess Meredith is working with at the beginning of the movie. And he is also the boxer in the big boxing sequence in Brian De Palma's Snake Eyes, which I just rewatched again.
oh god. You and that fucking Snake Eyes.
I love it. I've seen it twice in the last year.
I believe you.
Yeah.
And I want to give a shout out too. We didn't even mention this guy has a bigger role in the later Rocky movies, but I always liked Tony Burton.
Who's that?
He's Apollo's like right-hand man.
Oh, that's right. He doesn't even have any lines in this movie.
Well, he has a few.
Does he?
But,
yeah, I remember him having a bigger role in 2.
I love him. He's just so cool, and he's in The Shining, if you remember.
No, I don't.
Yeah, he's the snowcat driver. Has like one scene. I remember that because I remember when I Kubrick obsessed, and in between takes, Kubrick would play chess with him.
How about that?
Yeah, little factoid.
Yeah.
But I love when he's like during the fight, and he's just like, what is the line he says to Apollo in the corner? He's like, he doesn't think it's a damn show. He thinks it's a damn fight. It's so great. Yeah, I love that.
You ready to wrap up?
Sure, I got a superhero count.
Oh, what is it?
I got 3.
Do you? I'm surprised.
Well, we got Judge Dredd.
Oh, that's right. Judge
That's just
Dredd.
below.
Yeah.
Tony Burton was in the Incredible Hulk series. Who the fuck wasn't
Ferrigno
in
one?
that? Yeah, who wasn't in that show? I feel like that's like the Law and Order of the 70s.
It's fun. That is funny.
I've had so many hits on that.
Well,
And
he's
of
in a
course-
different town every week. They really need guest stars.
Yeah, that's a good point. And then, of course, the most obvious one is Burgess Meredith,
What was that?
the Penguin.
Oh, fucking! Of course, he's the Penguin.
You didn't remember that?
No, I forgot. He's
so
amazing as the Penguin in,
Yeah,
in
I
the
mean, that's
Adam
what I
West
knew him
Batman
as.
series. Yeah, he's great.
Yeah, when I was a kid, that's how I knew him.
Yeah,
I didn't
he's the
know
best.
him. Yeah.
Good pull. I love it. Now, what are you giving Rocky?
Oh, it's out of the park, man. It's 5 stars.
You know, I was gonna go
we
4.
go.
I was
Here we
gonna
go.
go 4, but I did give Crank 2 5 stars last week,
Yes, you did.
so I'm gonna go 5.
Okay.
Yeah,
I knew that would come back to bite you in the ass.
yeah. It was. This one was borderline for me, whereas Crank 2 was a clear 5.
Mm.
But so I'll go 5.
Well, you had a CAT scan of your head since then, and you got a little bit. You got reevaluated, so you realized that you had to give Rocky 5. So.
There you go. Who's your MVP?
LVP. Well, my MVP, I had a few up here, but I really don't see how you can't give it to Stallone.
No, it's Stallone.
Because he's
look,
the whole reason this entire movie exists. So, I mean, both as a writer and an actor. I mean, they wouldn't even be talking about this. If
No,
it's,
no, and I mean, look, I love Burgess Meredith in this movie.
Right.
Talia Shire is effer fucking Vesant,
I agree.
but you gotta go
Carl
Stallone.
Weathers and yeah.
Yeah, I love. Hey, I've said my piece on Carl Weathers.
Right.
Sure, Stallone is my MVP.
All right.
Who's your LVP?
That was tough. LVP. I don't know because there's a few just kind of bad actors like in little parts.
There's a lot of really. You know the drunk that he carries into the bar.
Yeah.
Do you know who that is?
No.
That's the founder of Troma Pictures, Lloyd Kaufman.
Sweet.
Yeah,
That's hilarious.
yeah.
Who's your LVP?
Frank Stallone.
What a cop out. All right, I'll take him too then. That's
It's not a
mine, too.
cop out; it's a cop land.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's a stopper. My mom will shoot you.
yeah. God.
Over the top.
Yeah, it's a little over the top.
A little bit of an escape plan there. Yeah.
It's a little rhinestoney for me.
Rhinestone.
Yeah. Okay. Let's wrap up, Hank.